Steal Your Boyfriend's Face Challenge. Written by lutherwriteshorror. I'm worried. If I bring my hand up to this side of my face, will I feel a seam? Will it tell me exactly how much I really love her? Before I go on, I want to say I'm still absolutely in love with Haley. It's not that I'm not entirely comfortable with this last TikTok challenge. I just want to give all of myself to her. I really do, but I'm just worried that it's too much too fast. I guess I never really felt this kind of love before, so I don't really know how to handle it. Can I bite your arm? I want to see if I can make you bleed. That was the first challenge that started down a slippery slope. She'd been on TikTok for a while already and had tons of followers, but she got into a community that's all about challenges recently. Before that, she was mostly into making dance videos. She was one of those people who like to move hypnotically. It's as if she's not even trying. I still sometimes scroll back to those videos. But she's also a person who can't be contained. She has to push the boundaries of society, what art can accomplish. She's a wildfire. Of course, I let her sink her teeth into me. Took me a minute to steel myself for it, but we did it. And since it was on camera, I even let the screams out. I have a high pain tolerance, but that nearly did me in. Half an hour later, though, she was already dejected. I hate her. Who? This username. She completed this challenge before we did. It was all for nothing. My arm was still throbbing, and I couldn't understand her disappointment. She put so much of herself out there for her fans, only to see someone else beat her by a few minutes and out to steal the glory? Imagine how many followers she must have gotten if she was the first one to do it. Well, I'm sorry I hesitated, I said. Do you really love me at all? She asked. When I went to the minor emergency after my arm swelled up, the doctor looked at me like I was a lunatic. He unwrapped the yellow towel that I had wrapped my arm in, carefully unsticking the mess from my skin. You did this for a TikTok challenge? I nodded my head. You need to get off that app before it kills you. I came in for a medical treatment, not life advice. I wanted to tell him, but whatever. Most people can't understand how meaningful it is to create this sort of content. Haley is really pushing things to their limits. I mean, I'm not the one creating the content, but being part of it. Being a part of her journey. It's literally the most meaningful thing that I've ever done with my life. Anyways, the swelling went down with the antibiotics, so I was fine. Still, I sometimes miss the innocent pranks that we'd pull, like when we ran through big box stores and green suit tracks and masks, knocking down all the displays and the merchandise that we could before bolting out the door. The security guard was so pissed that he couldn't catch us. You might have seen that clip of his face. It went viral. Yeah, that was us. I mean, that was Haley, but I helped. Or that prank where we broke into a person's house late at night and waited to their closet so they could go up to the bathroom. And then we stole all their pillows and blankets and we escaped out of the window. Oh, that was a masterpiece. I still wonder what they did after all that. What would you think if you went back to your bed and all your bedding disappeared like that? I'd be so freaked out. I wish we could go back to things like that. I want your ring finger, she told me. You want to get married? I asked. No, not yet. It's for a video. It's a way you can show that you truly love me. We'd cut your finger off and get it preserved. If we decide to get married one day, we'll get it reattached. I would have said yes. 1,000,000 times I would have said yes, even though we'd only been together for less than a year. But I need my finger for other things. It'd be hard to type. Do you really love typing that much? Come on. You don't love me enough, do you? I need this for my channel. Think of how many subscribers I'll get. There's no way any of the other girls would be able to win this challenge. They don't have anyone who loves them like you love me. I got used to typing with 9 digits. It's ridiculous that I was worried to begin with. It's not like I spent all day in front of a laptop. And this time, I told the doctor it was a freak accident with a lawnmower. He looked skeptical, but he didn't give me any grief about social media. When I got home, though, Haley wasn't happy to see me. Her eyes had lost their bubbly joy and had turned venomous. She beat us again. The user 87. Wait, her? Yeah, her boyfriend let her chop off his ring finger and his index finger. He loves her more than you could ever love me. She was distant for the next few weeks. Some days I'd wake up and she'd be gone making videos, and I wouldn't see her until I awakened in the middle of the night to her slithering in bed. I saw her post some dancing videos and wondered if she was getting out of the challenge video scene. In one video, she was doing one of those K-pop dances on a crowded sidewalk and made a guy make an obscene gesture in front of the camera. What a main character. I couldn't believe someone like that could have that gall. Can't she see that she is making art? Bystanders had to pry her off of him. But I couldn't tell before the video cut that he had regained his choice by the bleeding scratch marks clawed into his face. I understood the importance of the challenge videos. It was so deeply meaningful to accomplish something before anyone else could complete it. But she looked so happy when she danced. Do you even love me at all? She asked me. I brought her hands over my still unhealed finger gap. I would give you all my fingers if it would prove my love. The next morning, I woke up to a new sign on our door. It was the Ducks Crossing sign from our favorite park. A mama duck crossed the road and 4 ducklings followed her down coats. We had one of our first dates at that park and kissed under that sign. I cried a little. Maybe we weren't doomed. I called around and found a couples therapist with openings. I'm not the sort of person who likes to talk about my problems, but if Haley wanted to, I'd be willing to work out any issues with someone to help. I don't need to talk about my feelings, she said when I brought up the idea. Then, what do you need? You know, when we got together, I was totally obsessed with you. I thought this was it. This was the happiness that I've been looking for. I'd see your smiling lips and I'd fill up with this big feeling until I thought I was about to burst. And I thought I wanted that to be a part of me, but it wasn't enough. Then my channel exploded and I thought, this is it. This is the feeling that I've been waiting for. But that wasn't enough either. I still have this void inside me. I need more. She went into the kitchen and grabbed 2 glasses. These are us. If I could push them together so hard that they became one glass, if I could just push us together like that, then I would know that you would really love me. As she pushed the 2 glasses together harder, one of them shattered and sliced her hand right open. A week later, she came home with a scalpel. There's a new challenge I want to try. If you do it then, I'll know you truly love me. But what if one of the other creators does it first? They won't. Remember, their boyfriends don't love them like you love me. She explained how it worked. She'd give me a sleeping drug before bed, and if I chose to complete the challenge, all I had to do is leave the scalpel by the bedstand and she'd do the rest while I slept. She'd take the knife and carefully cut the skin from my face and make a mask out of it. That way, she could wear me anytime she wanted. I would truly be a part of her. If I didn't want to complete this challenge, I'd set the scalpel on the floor and I'd never see her again. My grogginess is all encompassing. I can't remember what I chose. But I asked her, "But will you think I'm ugly without my face?"
Whenever I look at you, I'll only be able to see love.
Will it hurt? She brushed the stubble, my stubble, with the blunt end of the scalpel and left the room. I'm so afraid to touch my face, to feel for the point, whether it goes in or whether it doesn't. What if I choose wrong? And what if I didn't love her enough? That was the Steal Your Boyfriend's Face Challenge, written by Luther Writes Horror.